Huyu ndio waziri wa ulinzi, usalama wa nchi. Huyu ni waziri wa biashara. Huyu ni waziri wa defense. Huyu ndio mtu ya pesa. Huyu ni attorney general. Huyu ni waziri wa East Africa. Huyu ni waziri wa barabara mjini. Huyu ndio gavana wa Nairobi. Huyu ndio head of public service. So karibu sana Kenya. Na
Your Excellency, we have a commission to march off the car of Rasa.
Service delivery by our two public service institutes.
Na kwa muda mrefu na kwa hakika.
Textualizing that particular MOU is our joint hosting.
The tripartite agreement is between the government of the
His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Culture and aspirations for regional peace and prosperity, appreciating the significant outcome of the second session of the joint ministerial two countries. Consequently, we now have a memorandum to enhance service delivery by our two youthful democratic groups by obliging the...
So, this through these, I don't know whether they are...
Demonstrating the seriousness we both attach to sports promotion is even more timely as we lay the groundwork for jointly hosting the operation in education, training and science, as well as MOU in small to import refined product commodities directly from producers.
Those signing are Dr. Okasai Opolot, Minister of State for Energy, Uganda, Mr. Mohamed Liban, PS, Principal Secretary, Petroleum Kenya, and we'll also have Ms. Proskovia Nabanja, CEO, Uganda National Oil Limited, also sign. We can clap for them, or for us. And after that, I'll request that you kindly take your seats.
Your visit, Mr. President, has been successful, providing us with a timely opportunity to reaffirm our friendship and long-standing bilateral relations and to establish a robust foundation for implementing ambitious strategies for economic transformation in Kenya and Uganda. Thanks to your visit, we can look forward to the future with greater optimism and face our challenges with more confidence. I take this opportunity to convey the gratitude of many people in Kenya, as well as East Africa region, who appreciate the significant positive difference your leadership has made. You have inspired us to be mindful of our authentic heritage, which is a borderless region with free movement and vibrant interaction in pursuit of prosperity. You have given us lessons, Mr. President, on prosperity, strategic security, and undugu. You are an esteemed, visionary, admired elder, pragmatic statesman, and a strategic leader whose wisdom is a source of strength and a gift to us. Thank you for your timeless and tireless commitment and consistency in pursuing regional unity, peace, and security. President Museveni's visit underscores the enduring bonds of friendship and partnership for peace and development between Kenya and Uganda. As we continue on this journey of cooperation and solidarity, we have used today's visit to reaffirm our commitment to do even more together for the greater good of our nation, our region, and our continent. We have also agreed on the border issues that have been of concern to border communities, and shortly we will be visiting those regions with a view to bringing the communities together. I take this opportunity to assure Your Excellency of my personal support and commitment of the Republic of Kenya to work with you and the government of Uganda in furthering our bilateral agenda and mutual interest of our people. Finally, I wish you, Your Excellency, and the great people of Uganda, our best wishes for prosperity in Uganda and in our region.
We have lost 6 decades. And as you can see in Africa, we have got so many problems. The collapse of state authority in so many countries. This is not accidental. This is really, this was inevitable and it was predictable. But now, I can see that people are beginning to, a cluster of actors, including His Excellency, President Ruto, and other actors are beginning to see the way forward. And really the historical missions, according to we who have been in this for long, after many years, as a student movement, as a liberation movement, we detected those three historical missions. Historical mission number 1 is prosperity. How do you create prosperity for people? When we studied this, we discovered that you could not create prosperity through aid, that somebody else is aiding you, and you think you will create prosperity. And we discovered that you could not create prosperity by abstaining from the modern economy, because part of the problem in countries like Uganda, which are endowed with a lot of natural resources, is that many people were outside the money economy. I was telling His Excellency that even as recently as 2013, 68% of the Ugandans were outside the money economy, in what they call subsistence economy, just growing food, eating and drinking alcohol, no earning money. And the danger is that the richer the countries are in natural resources, like for instance, Congo, DRC, the richer it is in natural resources, the bigger the danger that one is of people just staying in the forest, eating honey and monkeys and so on, and they are not bothered. So, in our analysis, we said no, we must create prosperity in the modern way by everybody joining the money economy. And when you join the money economy, you produce a good or a service which you sell. And if you sell it persistently, you will get prosperity. Now, if that is the case, then it raised another question. who buys what you produce? Do you have got enough buyers? This is how the question of the soko comes in. Nani atanunua bidhaa zako kwa wingi na kwa muda mrefu na kwa hakika? So that's why, therefore, the Africans, you can go and check, the Africans having slept from 1958, 1955, 1957, when Ghana got independence, 1980, when they met in the Lagos, what they call Lagos Plan of Action, they identified this. They said Africa needs to organize the market of Africa to integrate it. The fragmented market of Africa will not help us. That's how they evolved. In 1980, you can see almost more than 20 years since independence. This was the first time they started talking about the economic integration as a stimulus for creating prosperity. So therefore, when His Excellency invites me here and we meet here, and all these agreements we have agreed, they are consolidating that point of ensuring the prosperity of our people by assuring them of a reliable, big market.
We recognize the importance of maintaining strong bilateral relations and are committed to expanding them for the mutual benefits of our two nations and our two peoples. I join His Excellency President Museveni in appreciating the significant outcome of the second session of the Joint Ministerial Committee held from May 12th to May 14, 2024 in Kampala, Uganda, which culminated in the signing of 7 instruments of cooperation between our two countries. Consequently, we now have a memorandum of understanding to anchor cooperation between our foreign services institutions, which ensure knowledge exchange and harmonization of structures and content of diplomatic training. We also have MOUs on cooperation of public service and development, whose objective is to enhance service delivery by our two public service institutions. In addition to this, an MOU to facilitate cooperation in youth affairs has been signed, which enables us to optimize the capabilities of our youthful democratic groups by obliging the two countries to implement innovative national policies and programs relevant to young people. Contextualizing that particular MOU is our joint hosting of the Africa Cup of Nations later in 2027, that was jointly canvassed by the 3 East African countries, and the continued cooperation between our countries in sports. Further, the JMC witnessed the signing of an MOU on cooperation in sports, demonstrating the seriousness we both attach to sports promotion and development in the mobilization of investment that unlocks the potential of the sports sector. This instrument is even more timely as we lay the groundwork for jointly hosting the 2027 edition of the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. Additionally, we have an instrument to guide our strategic cooperation in education, training, and science, as well as MOU in small and medium-sized enterprises and gender equality and women's empowerment. As we have witnessed, the tripartite agreement on the importation and transit of refined petroleum products through Kenya to Uganda, whose signing we've just witnessed, enables Uganda National Oil Company Limited to import refined product commodities directly from producers in different jurisdictions, thus bringing to an end the challenges faced by the sector in Uganda. We will continuously provide support to make sure that this new agreement is implemented, is functioning, and is mutually beneficial. It is in our place as Kenya to support Uganda to achieve its aspirations when Kenya is called upon. We are confident that these instruments will consolidate our strong relations and anchor it on a transformative trajectory. As leaders, we are committed to implementing all our obligations in order to reap their full benefits. Let me also confirm that we have agreed in the joint communique that's going to be issued later on making sure that trade between our two countries is unimpeded, either by tariff or non-tariff barriers or levies that are arbitrarily levied. We've agreed that the common principle will be the full implementation of the EAC customs and other infrastructure that support trade between East African countries. All the issues around rice and juice and furniture and eggs and chicken and sugar and all the other issues are now resolved. We have also agreed that we will now explore jointly the extension of the pipeline from Eldoret to Kampala that will form the conversation in the next joint ministerial committee. We have also agreed to synergize matters on environment to see how we can build our restoration of degraded wetlands and fragile ecosystems, including our water towers that is currently being undertaken in Kenya, including the planting of 15 billion trees, to see how that can be synergized with what is the environmental program that is going on in Uganda, understanding and realizing that climate change has no boundaries. You have given us lessons, Mr. President, on prosperity, strategic security, and undugu. You are an esteemed, visionary, admired elder, pragmatic statesman, and a strategic leader whose wisdom is a source of strength and a gift to us. Thank you for your timeless and tireless commitment and consistency in pursuing regional unity, peace, and security. For all these reasons and much more, I now request you all, ladies and gentlemen, to be upstanding, raise your glasses, and join me in a hearty toast to the well-being and solidarity between the people of Kenya and the people of Uganda. Cheers.
It's now my honor to ask you to rise up for a toast for His Excellency William Ruto, who has brought a lot of energy in the integration process. Because now I don't have to, he's actually more active than myself on this agenda. So this is, I think in Kenya here you say, Asifue Mungu.
Amen. Your presence fills us with joy and pride because a beloved sibling unrespected neighbor is at home with us. The close bonds enjoyed by our people pre-existed our countries by centuries, and the many different interactions predate the creation of our national boundaries. For this reason, many Kenyans and Ugandans see their movements back and forth across the border to be unnatural and as natural as moving from one part of a home to another. The idea that they have felt or they have left their own and entered a new foreign country is alien and meaningless to them. You just gave us an example, Mr. President, that it is like moving from the sitting room to the bedroom. Nobody needs any permission. What matters to most of them are the people they meet and the business they conduct. We are more than just good neighbors. In our hearts, the people of Kenya and Uganda are family. We are each other's trusted trading partners and cherished siblings. What this means in practice is that more often than not, we desire the same goods, have a common vision, feel a natural obligation to come to each other's aid, and equally, naturally expect each other's support. This is what happens when people are united by shared values and recognize that they are traveling one road to the same destination. This is also the shared understanding which underpins our commitment to champion a united, integrated, and borderless East Africa as a cornerstone of a united Africa. I am encouraged by the progress we have made in our engagements during your visit, Mr. President, from resolving various issues in our bilateral relations, including trade and security, to formulating mechanisms to drive our common agenda in various fields. Your visit, Mr. President, has been successful, providing us with a timely opportunity to reaffirm our friendship and long-standing bilateral relations, and to establish a robust foundation for implementing ambitious strategies for economic transformation in Kenya and Uganda. Thanks to your visit, we can look forward to the future with greater optimism and face our challenges with more confidence. I take this opportunity to convey the gratitude of many people in Kenya, as well as East Africa region, who appreciate the significant positive difference your leadership has made. You have inspired us to be mindful of our authentic heritage, which is a borderless region with free movement and vibrant interaction in pursuit of prosperity. You have given us lessons, Mr. President, on prosperity, strategic security, and undugu. You are an esteemed, visionary, admired elder, pragmatic statesman, and a strategic leader whose wisdom is a source of strength and a gift to us. Thank you for your timeless and tireless commitment and consistency in pursuing regional unity, peace, and security.
The people you call East Africans and their tribes, Kikuyu, what. If you study them carefully, they are actually just four groups, could say four groups. Because normally when they ask me, Uganda's got very many tribes, I said, where are the tribes? Oh, many, Baganda, what? Then I asked them, what does a Muganda call a man? Omusajja. What does a Munyankore call a man? Omushaija. What does a Mutoro call a man? Omusaija. What does a Musoga call a man? Umuthada. So no, where is the difference exactly? How can you say there are so many tribes, so many words? Now, when it comes to East Africa, the groups are just, I think, 4. You have the Bantus, all these fellows. You can, I was telling His Excellency how there is a man called Karisa. From Giriama, Karisa, if you ask Banyankore what Karisa is, they will tell you he's a cattle keeper. That's what it means in Giriama. I couldn't believe it. So you have the Bantus of all this whole area up to South Africa. Then you have the Nilotics, our people of Kisumu, of northern Uganda, of Tororo. These are then you have what they call the Nilo-Hamitic. The Nilo-Hamitic are the Iteso, Karamojong, Turkana. Those are all one group, Ateker group. Then you have including the Karenjin. Karenjin are part of that group, not Ateke, but Nilo-Hamitic. Nilo-Hamitic, the Sabi, the Nandi. Then you have what you would call the Cushitic, the Somalis. But if you study them carefully, because me, that's my job. Whenever I go in a place, I ask, what do you call this? What do you call this? That's how I do my research. Because the universities are not doing the research. They are busy with the North Pole, South Pole, nothing to do with here. So like the Somalis, I ask them, what do you call cow? If you ask the Somali, they will say, sa. Do I have a Somali here? Sa. That's correct? Uh-huh. Now, if I was to ask any of the Bantus from Uganda here, what is Obusa? Do you have any volunteers? Cow dung. You can imagine, the Somalis call cow sa. All the Bantus of Uganda call cow dung sa. So you wonder, the Luo word for water, Luo, our Luos, Achoris, is P. If you ask the Somalis, what do you call water? Say, bio. So, where is this difference, big difference you are talking about? Why don't you see the oneness and the connectedness? These are the spectacles I go with. Whenever I go somewhere, I'm looking for not for the differences, but for the connectedness. But above all now, we in Uganda, there's something we call Kamarabiona, the one which solves everything. We have Swahili. Swahili is a dialect, which is Bantu, mainly Bantu dialect, but with some words of Arabic, which is spoken by everybody. So we are lucky. We are not like the Europeans who don't have one language. When they go to European Union, they can't speak German, they can't speak. That's why the English left to them. Say we don't belong here. Brexit. But you people, you are lucky, you have this one language, which the whole of East Africa can easily learn